So the only issue with doing database first is the data annotation and validation that we normally add to the classes. We don't want to put in our classes here. The reason is if we make changes to the database and then we have to kind of refresh our models, we are going to lose all of our annotation and validation code. So we definitely don't want to add that directly here. So what we end up having to do is we create a meta class with our annotations, and then we connect that to our model classes, which are course, enrollment, and student, using what's called a partial class. Okay, so we create this little metadata class with the annotations connecting to course enrollment and student using a partial class. So in our model folder, we are going to add a new class and we are going to call it metadata. And then we are going to replace that code with code that I'm giving you in a file. And you can see that I've got metadata for student and enrollment. Let me save. What we're going to do next is add the partial class that's going to connect this metadata to basically the student and enrollment tables. And we are going to call this partial classes. And I have some code for you to copy and paste in here as well. So here you're saying the metadata is the student metadata, and we're connecting it to student. And then we have a metadata type of enrollment metadata, which we are connecting to enrollment. And let's do a little save all. We'll run a build. And what we need is for the classes to get regenerated now. And how you do that in database first is you have to use the EDMX file. So we're going to open that file up. And what we want to do is update the models. So we're going to right click and we're going to choose update model from database. And we're just going to do a little refresh on all of the tables here. Okay, so that should do all the tables. Let's go ahead and hit finish. And then we're going to run another build. And we're going to go ahead and let me close out of some of these. If you take a look at this metadata for student, you'll notice that we've got display names for last name, first name, middle name, and enrollment. So that's the first thing we're going to check to make sure that it worked. And let's take a look at student. And you can see it does have our display name now. And for enrollment, I believe there was a little edit in there. Let's take another look at that. So for the range for a grade, 0 through 4 is what's allowed. So let's edit this. Let's try to give tidbits of 50. Okay, so that one took as well. I'm going to change that back. Okay, and let's close out of here. And so what you notice, what was a little bit different is in our database first, that EDMX file with the ER diagram is kind of a critical bridge between the database itself and our models. And anytime we want to update those models, okay, even if it's because we added metadata, we have to right click and update the model from database because that'll regenerate those models for us.